Hello and welcome to the Wisdom and Compassion community. Today I invite you to explore wholeness. Have you ever felt like something was missing? Like you were somehow broken or incomplete? We all experience moments of fragmentation, times when we feel less than whole. In this video, we'll journey together to understand what wholeness truly means and discover how to feel whole in our lives. Let's take a slow breath in and out. Now let's begin this journey of wisdom and compassion into the heart of wholeness. Wholeness is a rich and ancient concept. Conventionally, it means being complete, balanced, and harmonious. It isn't just about physical health or outward success. It touches all parts of our humanity. Wholeness involves our mind, body, heart, and spirit, even our relationships with others. In other words, being whole means embracing everything that makes us human, from our thoughts and emotions to our soul and connections with life around us, as well as allowing for transformation when needed and offering encouragement when called for. Many spiritual traditions and psychologists have pondered wholeness. To be whole is to feel at peace with yourself, integrated rather than divided. To sense that nothing is missing internally, even if life is imperfect on the outside. In fact, the word heal comes from the same root as whole, and the word holy originally meant whole or complete. Wholeness has a deep resonance. It suggests that when we embrace our true living essence, we touch something sacred. So what does it feel like to be whole? Imagine a moment when you felt completely at peace with yourself, when you weren't fighting or denying any part of your experience. Maybe it was walking in nature, watching a sunset, or sitting in quiet prayer. In those moments, you might sense a unity inside, a feeling that I am enough just as I am. Wholeness is often described as a state of harmony and well-being that arises when our body, mind, and spirit are in balance. It's like everything inside you is aligned and working together. Wholeness is not the absence of struggle or imperfection. It is the gentle embrace of every part of ourselves, even the broken ones. Our humanity may be marked by flaws, scars, and mistakes, yet beneath these lies a deeper completeness. A teacher once described the paradox: though we may feel fractured, our essence remains whole. Both truths can exist together. You can cradle pain in one hand and peace in the other, and still be whole. Great wisdom traditions tell us that our wholeness is innate. An ancient Sanskrit verse from the Upanishads declares, "That is whole, this is whole. From the whole becomes manifest. Remove the whole from the whole, what remains is whole." In other words, everything in the universe comes from an original whole, and we, as sparks of that source, carry wholeness within us. You are not a broken fragment, you are a microcosm of the whole. As the Sufi poet Rumi suggested, you are not just a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. Each of us contains the essence of the whole. In Buddhism, there is the teaching of interbeing, the deep recognition that all things exist in relation to one another. A simple sheet of paper holds within it the sunshine, the rain, the soil, the logger, and countless other conditions that made its existence possible. To perceive this truth is to glimpse wholeness, the inseparable web of life in which every phenomena is connected. As Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us, we are here to awaken from the illusion of our separateness. Even in the West, sages echoed this wisdom. The Roman emperor-philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up, if thou wilt ever dig." To me, that fountain of good bubbling up inside is a beautiful way to describe the wholeness waiting within us. We don't have to manufacture wholeness somewhere outside. We need only to look deep inside with awareness. Yet, if we are inherently whole, why do we often feel so fragmented or empty? Why do so many of us walk around feeling not enough? The truth is, being human is challenging. We encounter trauma, loss, and disappointments. We live in a world that often tells us we lack something, that we must be thinner, richer, smarter, or more perfect to be complete. This constant striving can make us feel ever more incomplete. We start believing that wholeness lies somewhere in the future, or in the next achievement or relationship. It's like chasing a mirage. I'd like to pause here and acknowledge that feeling broken or incomplete is very normal. If you feel that way, you are not alone. Though rather than resisting our wounds, we may find solace by claiming them as part of our story. There's a beautiful concept in Japanese art called kintsugi, the art of repairing broken pottery with gold. When a ceramic bowl breaks, the artist mends the cracks with golden lacquer. The result is a bowl that is whole again, but it wears its repairs proudly. The gold veins make it even more exquisite than before. The message of kintsugi is that brokenness can become beauty. Our scars and imperfections are not things to hide. They can be what makes us uniquely beautiful and strong. In nature, nothing is perfectly straight or flawless. No meadow is without weeds. No tree grows arrow straight. Even the moon is sometimes shadowed. Imperfection is natural. The Japanese aesthetic of wabi-sabi embraces this, the beauty of impermanence and imperfection. Our lives, too, have seasons, times of strength and times of vulnerability. Wholeness doesn't mean never being in pieces. It means finding the thread of continuity, the gold that holds our pieces together. It means understanding that you can be whole even with cracks. So, how do we cultivate wholeness in our daily lives? How do we become whole, or rather, realize that we are whole? In the next sections, let's explore a few gentle practices and mindsets that help us feel more whole. Think of these not as rigid steps, but as paths or practices you can incorporate. Remember, this is a journey, not a one-time fix. And it's a circular journey. We might move forward and fall back, and that's okay. Each twist and turn is part of the process of coming home to ourselves. Practice number 1, embrace all parts of yourself with compassion. One of the foundations of wholeness is self-compassion, treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we'd offer a dear friend. A whole person doesn't deny or cut off the parts of themselves they don't like. Instead, they gently acknowledge every aspect, the good, the bad, and the ugly, as part of their story. To acknowledge is not the same as to approve, but it is the first step toward integration. Psychologists say that we become compassionate with ourselves when we learn to embrace all parts of ourselves, recognizing that even our anger, fear, or pain have valid needs and lessons to offer. Wholeness arises when the self ceases to divide against itself. Try this simple practice. The next time you feel a difficult emotion, say you feel jealousy or shame or fear, instead of labeling it bad and pushing it away, pause. Take a slow breath. You might even place a hand on your heart. Acknowledge that part of you that is hurting. You can say to yourself quietly, I see you. I'm listening. It's okay to feel this. By responding to our own pain with care rather than criticism, we begin to heal the inner divisions. We become, in effect, our own healer. Over time, as you build self-compassion, you'll notice something beautiful. The parts of you that you rejected or ignored will start to soften. You may discover that your insecurities hide your unmet needs for love or safety, and by giving yourself love and safety, those parts integrate into your whole being. Each time you accept a part of yourself, instead of fighting it, you reclaim a piece of your wholeness. Practice number 2. Practice mindfulness and present moment awareness. Often our sense of brokenness comes from dwelling on past regrets or worrying about the future. In the present moment, however, we usually find we are okay. We are whole here and now. Mindfulness meditation is a wonderful way to experience this. When we sit in silence and observe our breath or sensations, we often begin to feel a calm center within. Moments of stillness and contemplation let us experience wholeness, even if briefly, because we drop the stories of what we lack and simply be. Wholeness is actually a natural trait of our innermost being, revealed when we become quiet and present. You might try a daily mindfulness practice, even just 5 to 10 minutes of sitting quietly, focusing on your breath. As thoughts arise, I should be doing this, I'm not good at that, notice them and let them go, gently returning to breathing, and over time you train yourself to observe the pieces of your life without being lost in them. And in that observing presence, you discover a wholeness, a you beyond all the changing thoughts and feelings. Many people also find wholeness through creative or symbolic practice. One beautiful tool is drawing or meditating on mandalas. Mandala is a Sanskrit word for circle, and circular designs have long been symbols of wholeness. Renowned psychologist Carl Jung noticed that when he drew mandalas, it helped him understand his psyche and see it as a whole. He even used mandala art with his patients as a mirror of the self's totality. You can try this. Draw a circle and intuitively fill it with shapes, colors, or patterns. No rules, just expression. As you create your mandala, or even color a pre-drawn one, notice how it feels. This simple act can bring fragmented thoughts into a unified image. It's a meditative way to invite a sense of completeness. Practice number 3. Embrace your shadow, the parts of you you've hidden, and integrate them. In psychology, the shadow refers to the aspects of ourselves we reject or deny, often because we're taught they're negative or unacceptable. It could be anger, lust, vulnerability, or anything we've pushed into the dark. But denying these aspects only makes us feel more fragmented. Imagine trying to pretend one arm isn't part of your body. You'd be less functional, always at war with yourself. Similarly, wholeness asks us to invite our shadow parts back into the light. This doesn't mean acting on every impulse. It means acknowledging those feelings or traits and finding them a healthy expression or place in your life. A practical approach is something called inner work, which can include self-reflection, journaling, therapy, or specific techniques like inner child work and shadow work. For example, you might write a letter from your angry self, letting that anger voice its hurt, privately in your journal if you'd like. Or you could imagine comforting your younger self that felt scared or abandoned. These practices help you befriend the unseen parts of you. As Carl Jung, the founder of analytic psychology, famously implied, we don't become whole by cutting off the pieces we don't like, but by integrating them. When you face your shadow with compassion, you rob it of its power to sabotage you. It can become just another part of your beautiful, complex self. We've covered a lot of ground, from self-compassion to mindfulness, creativity, and shadow work. Let's take a brief moment now to simply pause. Breathe softly and let these ideas settle. As we near the end of this exploration, remember that wholeness is not a destination. It's a journey and a practice. You don't achieve wholeness like a trophy. You realize it slowly, day by day. Often when we stop frantically trying to be whole, we suddenly notice that a sense of wholeness has been quietly growing within us. It's like happiness. You can't force it, but you can cultivate the conditions for it. Similarly, you cultivate wholeness by embracing yourself, by living with integrity and authenticity, and by connecting to something greater. Also, wholeness isn't just about the self in isolation. Paradoxically, we often feel most whole when we forget ourselves in service or love for others. Compassion is a key to wholeness. When we extend kindness to others, we affirm our interconnectedness. We see that we're part of a larger whole, a family, a community, the web of life. Helping someone or even offering a sincere smile can momentarily dissolve the lonely ego and make us feel complete. In giving, we experience our wholeness reflected back. It's beautiful how wisdom and compassion dance together. Wisdom helps us see our true nature, and compassion helps us embody it. Together, they show that wholeness is already here, in us and in all beings. In truth, there is a wholeness to existence itself. Just as every drop of the ocean is water, each of us is an expression of one universal whole. We come from that wholeness and we return to it. When you truly know this, even for a moment, you feel a profound peace. You might realize, I am life itself. I am complete as I am. If you ever doubt your wholeness, remember the wisdom of the ancients and the examples from nature. Remember the golden seams in the broken bowl, turning fractures into beauty. Remember the circle of the mandala, holding many patterns in one ring. Remember the stillness in the present moment of awareness that whispers, you are enough. All of these are reminders pointing back to the truth that wholeness is your birthright. Ultimately, wholeness is not about remaking yourself or striving to be someone else. It's about coming home to who you truly are. It's recognizing that with all your light and the shadows that call you toward growth, you are a complete and unique expression of life. Wholeness is not the acceptance of harm or malice, but the gentle weaving of your shadows into threads of wisdom and compassion. You are whole and always in the process of realizing that wholeness. And that's the beautiful dance of being alive. Thank you for sharing this time with me, for being part of this wisdom and compassion journey. I hope you feel encouraged and comforted. You might take away just one small practice, maybe giving yourself a bit more kindness or taking a mindful breath tomorrow morning, and see how it nurtures your sense of wholeness. Be patient and gentle with yourself. In the words of a wise proverb, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Each small step you take towards self-acceptance and presence is bringing you closer to the wholeness that's already within you. If this message resonated with you, I'd love for you to stay connected and be part of this ongoing journey. Please like this video, share it with someone who might appreciate a moment of encouragement, and leave a comment with your own reflections. I truly enjoy hearing your insights. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing so we can continue walking this path of wisdom, compassion, and wholeness together.